everyone. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Although I am a licensed clinician, I'm also just a person. I love to be able to be in my real life and speak from that point. And that's where this podcast is coming from. So enjoy.
Searching for truth, looking for answers. There must be a way to another day.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Convenient Truth. I'm Aaliyah.
And I'm Joe. Fixing my microphone.
And today's Easter. Man, if you work out or you like to work out, I highly suggest before 4 o'clock getting to the gym because the gym was amazing today. There was like no one in the parking lot. I mean, there were, but like compared to any other day, no one. I walk in there, don't have to worry about timing out when I'm done with my set so I can jump on the next thing or eyeing my next machine because I want to go on that next or
Do you
whatever it is.
actually do the timing out? Like you actually like keep track of your time?
Well, what I do is that because like I always know that I have a routine at the gym, right? So when I go to the gym, there's things that I like to go on. So when it's usually packed, I'm constantly eyeing the next thing that I'm using that's a part of my routine to see if it's available or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. This is what
Mm.
happens with my anxiety, I guess.
Jeez.
And so I'm always looking like, or I'll like do like a fake stretch and kind of look back because I don't want people to think that I'm like,
you know, the
stalking
trick to
them.
that is like knowing how to do the same workout on different devices.
So I have different devices again because I am such a structured person with certain things. It goes in a certain format. Now today though,
Wow.
I didn't do the right format. I actually
You
messed
strayed?
up and then I was like, oh, wait a minute. I usually do that first. And then it confused me for a sec, but I got back on track. So today it was like, I didn't even have to worry about it, except for the ones where you go up the steps.
It's only like 3 of them, right?
There's 2 of them now.
Oh, they took one away?
They're all out of order except for 2 of them now. And that's like my jam. Like that, I love that step thing. I don't know why people are like, it's the hardest one. I'm like, really? It's so amazing. I love it. You just walk slowly.
Just walking
up steps.
Walking upstairs.
Slowly. But man, I've noticed ever since I've done that, my butt, my thigh area, like it's actually getting thicker. So now my jeans that I bought, they fit me once they get to my waist, but I literally have to they've gotten tight around my butt and my thighs. So now I have to really jiggle in there.
Gotcha. Is that good?
I mean, I think so, right? So go to the gym on Easter. Highly recommend it.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, you didn't go until a little bit later either. I bet you all the real like hardcore gymmers, they went like early to get it out of the way. Yeah.
Well, thank God.
Now that you're starting to go to the gym more, you'll start seeing it every year. In January, it ramps up until probably around March, and then it starts dying down. Basically, that's everybody who said, oh, this new year, I'm going to do something new. And then they like try for a couple months, and then the nice weather starts coming around March and April, and then they start.
Well, this is my first time going to the gym on a holiday. And so I told myself when I was working out, this is a thing now for me. I'm hoping that they're open on Christmas. I'm hoping that they're open on Christmas Eve. I'm hoping they're
open. Gonna be like your dad working out in the basement on those days.
Yeah, but if the gym was open, like nobody's gonna be there. Like, like
that's
just
why they
like
don't
today.
Open.
They open today until 4.
Yeah.
But I guess it's like Easter.
Yeah, it's weird though. I thought Easter they would be shut off. They would be
closed. Out here, I thought so.
Well, I know my espresso martini bar is open
until 1 a.m.
So 1 a.m. on Easter. I was like,
so are you gonna go get one today or?
Yeah, I already talked about.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh!
Yo, I've been dying for this shit for like literally a month, right? Like usually once a month or so, I'll get an espresso martini, right? Especially as the warmer weather starts
Yeah,
coming out, right?
yeah, you go.
You know, it's a double whammy on my no-nos of like no coffee and no alcohol, but you know, I just like smash it all in on one day. Sometimes I'll have two. Crazy.
Whoa.
I know.
And then you'll
But-
complain.
And then for the next 3 days, I'll not complain.
There you go. It's complaining.
I don't know. The weed thing's been getting me like tired for several days after too, though. I think it's the drinks. The bubbly drinks is what gets me, I think, too.
Have you not noticed that
Nice.
you complain? You haven't noticed that you're a complainer?
No, I'm it's not really complain. I'm curious.
it
I'm
is
trying to figure
complaining.
my shit out.
Wait. Why is it that every time I bring something up to you that you do, you have a spin on it to make it better than it actually seems when it's actually really not? Like, why can't you just be like, you know what? Yeah, I do complain. Like, you complain. You're whiny,
Oh, well, I try not to complain. That's why.
but you do. I understand you're trying not to, but you actually are a whiny person. That's why we all make fun of you, me and Catherine. That's why we're like, Joe, I don't want to do this.
No, you know what? Well, this is what there's always a something, and I'm not trying to, but I'm just speaking facts here, right? Like I look around, I have all my friends and all the people around, right? And then I'm like, I care about all of them, and then I see them drinking fucking soda, so I have to say something. Like I don't know, like high fructose corn syrup is, you know, because what I hear in my mind, like I'm on a whole other spectrum. Like I hear people complaining about their weight, complaining about how they're not feeling good, complaining about how they get sick all the time. But that's just in a nonchalant way. They're just talking.
This
Yeah,
is what you're
oh, yeah.
doing. I'm sorry, I have to cut you off because this is what you do. You take something that someone said about you that was negative, then you spin it and deflect, and then go on to somebody else or other people. This happens
I'm
every
giving it a different
time.
perspective.
And this happens every time. Every time.
It's just a different perspective that maybe you didn't see, right? Like, okay, I can see how it can be complaining, but is it really complaining?
You
that
complain and
there's
whine about the weather. You complain and whine about fucking anything.
I don't
whether
say
it's the weather, where it's this, where it's that. It's always something.
it's called the truth. If you yesterday were saying that you're hot and sweaty because it's like 70 degrees or whatever, and I'm saying I'm cold and I have a sweatshirt on, is that complaining?
When you always say shit like that, yes, yes, it is.
What do you
Yes.
mean always?
It's always. You're always like, oh, my back.
Well, my
Oh,
back
I
is
don't
I have a
feel
chronic
good.
back issue.
Oh, this cough. Oh, it's so cold. Oh, it's so that. Like, I want you to go. Like, if I was your therapist, I would literally give you a challenge to not complain about anything for 1 week. Like nothing.
All right, let's do
Not
it.
the weather, not your back, not fucking how cold it is, not this, not that, not how much you wish you were in heat. I don't care
Okay,
what it
let's
is.
do it.
I for 1 week.
All right, today's Sunday, starting now.
I don't think you know though. You don't even realize that you do complain. So I don't even think you can do it.
I do realize, and I do know, and I recognize what people perceive to be complaining,
Oh
so
my
I
God.
will not do that.
Oh my God. Dude, this is so amazing. You can't just be like, I fucking complain. Yes, I'm a complainer. Like,
No,
own
you know
it.
who's a complainer? Our daughter's a fucking complainer. The biggest complainer of all.
So where does she get that from? You complain all the fucking time. It's wild. You know what she said to me today in the car?
That I'm awesome.
She said this. She said, Daddy always takes too long to get to the car. Daddy's always on his phone.
Sounds like complaining to me.
Daddy's always on his phone, and Daddy always has something to say. She said to be in the car. Oh, you know how this started? Because I was yelling back at you when you were like, what'd you said something, and I was like, I said, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, it was about cash. I was like, take cash out, blah, 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 blah. So we get to the car, and she's like, don't yell at Daddy. And I was like, I'm not yelling at him. I was just like yelling because he's upstairs. I know he won't hear me because then he's going to be like, I can't hear you. And then it's going to irritate me, and it's going to be a whole thing. And she was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, that irritates me. So then we're sitting in the car, and I'm like, That doesn't bother you? Like when like daddy does that, I was talking about how irritating you are.
Speaking of complaining, you're complaining to our 5-year-old about your husband.
And
Maybe
she was like, yeah. Daddy always does that. Daddy does this, Dad. And I was like, right? Like,
maybe this is a reflection of you. How about this? For the whole week, starting today, like starting right now, like the rest of today too, if either of us catches the other person complaining, we got to do something. We got to, I don't know. If we drank, it would be like take a shot or something. Or
Yeah,
we got to
well-
do something. We got to do 5 push-ups.
I'd rather it be, let's do something then that could be used for something good. So, for example, when I did this whole cursing thing a long time ago, and we each put like $2 in the thing, right?
We
And
did this?
then, no, me and like my colleagues, and then
I
we
would fail
donated
that.
that money. It was really cool.
Okay. Well, the problem is you don't carry cash around, so it'll be all my money going into the jar, and then you'll forget to pay me, and then it'll go off to charity.
All right, let's do push-ups then.
All right, 5 push-ups. Can you do 5 push-ups?
No, but
What?
I could do with my knees.
How many can you do without your knees?
Oh,
1?
maybe more now because I've been working out at the gym.
All right, the goal is 5. If you do as many as you can, and then you can drop to your knees and do the rest.
What about crunches? Sit up.
Push-ups are easier. They're faster. What if you're on the hard ground? Who wants to do sit-ups on the hard ground? They have to be done immediately.
Well, can't we just have 2 options?
Fine, whatever.
But it needs
just-
to be something that we don't like. How about
That's
that?
what I'm saying.
Yeah, 'cause
you don't
I-
like push-ups.
Yeah. No, but you don't mind push-ups.
I don't like them. I don't want to do them.
Let's.
What
pick
if I do
something else.
more than you?
Let's pick something else.
Oh my god.
What about those? What are those things called where you're like, you're in like a downward dog, but then you're like running your legs like up.
It doesn't matter what you pick. I don't mind doing it.
No, I know that. I'm trying to pick something that you don't like.
I don't like any of it, but I'll do it all.
You know what? Whenever you complain, actually, what you're going to do is admit one negative thing about yourself that you actually do.
Dude, there's that many things. What if I complain like 30 times in a week? You think there's that many negative things about myself that I could come up with?
Yeah, we all have negative things about
Oh
us.
my god. That sounds like an anti like positive thing that we're doing.
Because no, but the thing is this though, is that you don't like to just admit.
No, I think you have an issue with people not admitting because you have a father who is like the epitome of like never admitting anything, and you've been living with this your whole life, and then I give you a little taste of it every once in a while and you're like, oh, it's all the time.
It's not every once in a while. It's all the time.
See?
And he is the worst.
Right. So this is what I'm saying.
Dad, remember that conversation we had yesterday? You told me that you were going to do. What are you talking about? I never said that. What? Dad, you literally just said this the other day. No, that didn't happen. No. What?
So that's what I'm saying.
what?
I just trigger you, and it's got really probably nothing to do with me, really. I mean, I'll admit that I probably do. I clearly do things that annoy you, right? But like to the extent that it's happening in your brain, probably not.
I'll admit that I clearly get triggered by it because it's Melton behavior. However, I also think that just like Melton, you have an ego and you don't like to admit things.
I admit things all the time. I'll sit here all day. We can have a whole podcast about shit that I'm wrong about.
Say it.
Oh, what do you want to talk about?
What are you wrong about?
It depends on the topic. Depends on what the fuck we're talking about. I mean, there's a lot of things I know that I'm not a perfect parent, and I know that in some way, every single fucking day, I'm probably quote unquote fucking my kid up or making them do the opposite of what I hope that she's gonna do. There you go.
That's an easy one for you to admit.
Is it? Okay, well, let's go down the list. Listen,
You like to. What about admitting that you like to be right?
I don't like to be the right. I don't think I do.
Oh, but see, this is what I'm talking about. It's the stuff that you truly are like, I don't like that. That I'm like, wait, what? You don't see that at all?
I think what is happening here, and actually this is a great discussion, is because I question things down to like the fucking source and the deepest thing, we'll have a conversation about something on a particular topic, and you may not want to go all the way down. So it's perceived on your end that I just am not giving up. Whereas like I'm still have questions and I just want to like learn more. I'm not saying, oh, it's not me. I'm saying maybe it's me, but let's like vet this out a little bit further.
So then maybe then the next time we have those types of conversations, you can actually verbalize that. You can actually say, you know what? Maybe it is me.
I've said that.
No, you don't.
have said that.
No, you don't. No,
Oh my
you
God.
don't.
Now we need to like just like a 24/7 podcast follow us around all the time, 24/7 with the camera. Because I swear. Because if we did, I'd be able to rewind right now and be like, oh, remember this day freaking 3 months ago? You don't even remember like 2 weeks ago. So
I
like,
have a great memory. You don't remember?
not when it comes to me. I'll tell you that.
I have an amazing memory.
Or not when it comes to things that you think that you did or whatever. You're like, oh yeah, I just did that last week. Yeah, that was like 3 months ago.
So this is the thing. There's a difference between memory and, let's say, just issues with time.
Oh, why don't you just admit it? Why don't you just admit it?
I have
Why don't you
issues.
just-
I have issues with time.
Why don't you just admit?
Okay. I don't know how long something is. I can't gauge it.
Why don't you just admit that we kind of do the same type of thing, and most people do, but I am still open. Like literally for the next hour, I'm willing to you just grill me with things that you think that I think I'm right about, and we can talk about it right now. You are not.
I'm not what?
Would you be willing to do that right now? Me to just keep going at you and be like, hey, admit this, admit that, admit this, right?
Yes, I'd be willing because I take responsibility.
Let's
For my
let's
stuff.
let's go then. See, I mean, this is the willingness. Like, this is what proves, I think, that I am not what you're saying.
You know why I don't think that you think that you're not what I'm saying is because you can't see it. Like self can't always see self.
But I'm willing to go down the path and to find out. Like, if I'm wrong, pick something. If it's so bad, pick one thing and let's
I
talk
do want
about
to
it.
ask about this though. You truly I just want you to be serious with me right now, okay? But no, honestly, because sometimes I think that you're fucking with me.
Uh-huh.
I really want you to be serious.
Okay.
Don't mess with me. I'm serious. Do you truly believe in moments where we're having a conversation where I will come at you and say something like annoying or negative or whatever that you've done, that you typically take what I say and flip it to deflect? Now, again, I don't think maybe you're purposefully doing this, but flip it, and then you will always use something else to deflect, and then you'll flip it back onto me.
It's a very general description, so I
What?
can't like.
You don't think you
give
do
you an
that?
answer.
Honestly, please be serious.
I don't think that I do. I think
Like
that
in
I'm
your
really.
core, you really don't?
No, I really think I'm trying to get to the source of it, and I'm saying, so you say something like that, and then I'll state like why I don't think that that's the case. And then because
Yeah.
I'm stating that I don't think that that's the case, you're just like, oh, you never admit anything. I'm like, no, I'm just saying that that's how I think. So
Because-
let's keep going.
Okay, so I'm actually glad we're having this conversation right now. So this is good. So there's this way of communicating when we do like couples therapy. It's called just like the customer and the customer rep and the representative, right? So when we're trying to communicate certain thoughts or feelings or whatever it is, right?
Mhm.
Each person in the unit has obviously an opportunity to be the customer.
Mhm.
And then in that moment, the other person becomes the representative, the customer rep,
All right.
right? Now, in that dynamic, when the customer is coming with a complaint, right? The representative needs to just
Like the manager has to just listen.
Listen.
Yeah.
okay, not come back with something, not come back, actually just listen. Even if in their mind, they're like, I don't really believe this, but whatever, right?
Mhm.
They have to listen to what the customer is saying, right?
Right.
And they'll go down paths of like, okay, well, like, why do you think that way? Well, did it right? Like they'll really try, and they're not going to negate anything. They're just trying to right.
That's the conversation I want to have all the time about every single topic.
You don't though.
I do. I don't ever listen. Have I ever shut any conversation down? Ever?
Joe, listen to me though
I
right
don't.
now. I'm trying to explain to you. When I come to you and I say something like, hey man, like I feel like every time I talk to you about something, you always have to like flip it, or like whatever it is, right? In that moment, as the representative, you're now listening, hearing what I'm saying. And then you're going to respond based on what I said. But whenever you come back at it with, well, I don't think I do that, then it's like, okay, but did you just hear everything that I said? And can we have a conversation about maybe like where that's coming from? Because why would I just like make something up? But when you come back negatively like that immediately and say, I don't do that, then it's like a very like, right? Imagine calling customer service, as a client, right? As a customer, and you're like, hey, my microwave's not working. It didn't work from the time I picked it up. And they're like, no, it works. Like it's your fault, like it's like you're like I'm not.
So as a
heard.
representative, I have to also not only like listen.
You don't have to agree.
Okay, but I have to act as though I agree with everything in a way.
Not act. So for example, because what I'm hearing you say actually is I'm hearing you say that you're trying to that this is where you're coming from, and I heard you say your perspective of where you're coming from, and I can see how that can come off as someone thinking that you're challenging or that you're deflecting, right?
Right.
So rather than as the representative be like, okay, I agree with what you're saying, because if you don't, you don't, right? You could maybe say something like, okay, well, I see where you're coming from. I hear you. I understand what you're saying. I'm having a hard time agreeing with it because from my lens, that's not really what I'm doing. However, let's talk more about this. Like, how is this affecting you? What does it do? Like,
but you know what? In a lot of those cases, I hear you. And I think that I will try to maneuver. If I can recognize it right off the rip, I will try to maneuver in that manner. But I think a lot of the cases, speaking of complaining, just want to complain about it, and you don't actually want to go all the way down the road of like actually figuring out whether it is something that I'm
what do you mean? What am I doing right now?
No, right now, because we're on the fucking podcast, when you're brushing your fucking teeth and bitching about something that I fucking did or something, and I'm like, what are you talking about? That's not what I do. You're like, you're already on to the next thing. As soon as you hear me say, what are you talking about? Like,
because because the minute you say that, I'm like, here we go.
Right. Here we go. We're gonna have to have a conversation and figure this out.
About to deflect. No, because I'm so used to you all immediately negating what I've said.
But maybe that's the trigger, right? Maybe is that something your dad said to you or something? See, here's the manipulating and going into the deflecting. But it could be, is what I'm saying. So I'm just like,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? Maybe he was always just like, well, like, what do you mean? I don't know. Did he ever say that?
I think my dad has somewhat of a hard time taking responsibility for his.
He says, "What are you talking about?" That's what he says, right? Doesn't he say something like, "What are you talking about?"
No, like I'll literally say something that in my mind is the truth, and he'll find it so hysterical and like laugh in my face as though it's like a joke. I'm like, I'm not fucking joking, man.
So yeah, I think some cases is that as well. So all right, fine. When you say something like that and say like, why don't you just admit that you blah, blah, blah. And I will be like, actually, when you say something like that, like, so I have to preemptively catch it before it even gets to that point. That's what you're saying.
No, I think what happens is I think the both of us I have to come at it from the angle of like, I have something that is bothering me that I would like to communicate. And I think in that moment, then we both know that we're about to go in customer representative mode.
Right. And you have to
but you have to do the same thing to me if you want to be a customer.
And you have to allocate the time to do it too.
Well, the thing is this too, you have bad timing. You always want to catch me when I'm like, right, brushing my teeth, in the office when I'm about to go into a session in like 2 minutes.
This
like,
is literally the only time right now, right here in front of everybody. This is the only time. There is never another time. It's either she's doing something with the kid, she's going to work, she's at the gym, she's in the office doing something, coming home, she's tired. It's like watching something.
I have a very busy life.
Well, maybe you should raise things to a different priority level so you can put in things that are more important. Maybe. I don't know. That's what I'm just saying. I'm willing to have this conversation any time of the day, which also further proves I don't like to be right. I'm not trying to be right all the time or anything like that. I actually want to find out if I am wrong on everything. Because if I am, then it's an immediate chance opportunity for me to change things, which is exactly why I'm willing to take on this week-long challenge of not complaining. I know, speaking of admitting things, I know for a fact I am going to complain and I'm going to be doing fucking push-ups this week. Okay? I know it. I don't think I'm perfect. I don't think that I'm going to not complain. I know I'm going to complain. So I go into it like that. I'll say it right now. It is what it is.
Really,
And
because
next
when we
Sunday,
first
we're
had
gonna
this
talk
when we first had this conversation, you were like, "Let's do it, challenge me. I'm not gonna da da da." Like you were like acting as though you were like this wasn't gonna be a big deal for
I'm
you.
willing to do it. See how the perception is different, though? I'm saying it in a sense of like, I'm willing. Let's do this.
I know, it's
But like, I know that I'm gonna fuck up. But I'm willing to jump into the fire.
there's this cocky thing about you, and I don't know if it's me or if it's you. It's been the main thing that really has followed us. When we
Really?
were in couples therapy, it was coming up. Remember, I would always be like, "You're a narcissist. You're this. You're that," and like always all this stuff. But then I'd be like, "Wait, is it me? Am I trying to find something? Or is it him? I feel like I can't be completely crazy."
If it was me, I would just be like, no, that's stupid. I don't want to do that. Why are we going to do this? Right? Am I correct? That's ridiculous. Why? I don't have to do that. That's
No, you
stupid.
wouldn't do it that way. You're more manipulative than that.
Okay. So you're saying I'd go to the
You're more
extent of
clever.
actually resolving my own fucking problems to make a point that you're fucking wrong or something? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You could. You're high level. Listen, our daughter is not the way she is for no reason.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
Yeah.
She is
You're a part of
high-
this issue too.
high level. And I very well know I am. I have owned that. I know in my heyday, I was a prime manipulator.
And yeah, no, her main thing is that she gets from you is the having to like do the thing, like whatever the thing is that's gonna hurt her. Everybody knows that she's gonna fucking something's gonna happen and she's gonna realize and then she's gonna have to turn things around. But like go into it anyways.
I don't think I purposely put myself into I don't do that, do I? Things to hurt myself?
Not like physically hurt yourself.
No,
but
I know
like,
that, but like
yeah, because a lot of the shit that you figure out that takes maybe 6 months to a year within yourself could easily be done way faster and way more efficient and way easier if you just went like this and went clicked a little bit and looked at something in a different way and just said, oh, I'm just going to do it like this because that's really easy and somebody else has already done it before and they just told me exactly the path to go. But I believe it, but let me go into the fire the long road.
yes, I am like that. But I also feel like you just want everyone to be like your Virgo self. And because that's such a Virgo thing too. Like that's not how my brain works. I think that's okay. My brain works and has actually really, really helped me out in many situations because of how all the ways it has to go in order to. That's how I process.
Well, that's what I've learned about. Actually, I've trained myself to be more patient with that. Is watching what I call the Aaliyah show.
Yeah, but doesn't it always end up like?
It always ends up working out.
I know. It's been my life.
Now that I have like faith in you and I've known you for a long time now I know the cycles and like, I'm like, I'll still attempt to like show the fast way.
Yeah.
Initially,
fast way.
and you're like, yeah, yes, but yeah, let me just figure it myself. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I'll say it once, and then I watch the show for a year when it could
And
have been like a
then
month.
and then it ends up where I've come out of it with this amazing amount of insight and I've learned something so great.
Yeah. Well, yeah, then that's what I've learned. It's like everybody goes on they're on their own journey, and it's not my journey. All I can do is give advice if it's asked, or initially just say, hey, this I've done that exact same thing. This is what I did. This is how I did it, and I got through like this. Blah, blah, blah. When people tell me that, though, that's what I'm looking for from other people. I think, like, oh, you know what I'm doing right here, right now. That's like whatever, irritating people or something, and you've been through it, and you hear it, and you know somebody that you've been through this, and then they resolved it this way. Tell me every fucking thing, because I'm going to start right now.
Oh my God. This is why I like actually love being a therapist because honestly, like uh, my patients know that this is how my brain works because I'm very open about that. So like when they're telling me like, or when I'm having a conversation with them for like months,
Mm.
years about something specific, you know, and I'm like, man, this is not gonna, I'm like, this is just not a good idea, you know, blah, blah, right? And here we are a year later, you know, and they're still like, I know, but I'm gonna, and then I'm like, you know what? I get it. I get it. I totally get it. I get it. That's me. That's how my mind works too. I get it. You got to just throw yourself into it. That's how you learn. Totally understand. Do what you got to do. However, from this point forward, we're not going to talk about it anymore.
Mm. Yeah.
From this point forward, then we're not talking about it. Meaning, when you now come into me, we're not talking about this because we already know what this is. We know what this is about. You know what I'm going to say about this. You even know about this.
Mhm.
So, you know what? Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's go to all the other things that are going on that maybe aren't being addressed because of this.
Yeah.
Right? So, that's how I kind of live my life.
I think that's the
Like,
best you could do, is just be open.
but that's how I live
to
my
it.
life. Like when I dated that sex addict, right? And I went into it knowing, like, knowing. Once I figured out that he was a sex addict and confronted him, right now, that whole conversation, like, I knew what I was getting into. Like, he's a sex addict. I know what I'm about to go down with, you know, like, but you know what? I was like, I'm going to give it a go and I'm going to see what happens. And I'm just going to go have fun,
Yeah.
have a good time. We went to Georgia, we traveled, had a great time, etc. Fun time in my life, you know? And then my friends were like, girl, like, this is not like, and I'm like, I know it's not. Like, I know it's
He's
probably
like
not.
banging like
He's
5,
probably
10 chicks.
I know it's probably not
Sorry.
going to go anywhere. And yeah, I like him, but you know what? I'm gonna go for it. And I willingly went into it.
Yeah,
I
I've
didn't
been there
say
before.
anything. I didn't talk about it because I knew. So when it ended up happening, or it ended up the way that I knew it was gonna end up, it wasn't like me like, I was just like, oh, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I think with like our situations though, it's like, you know, I know I'm going to be with you forever, so it's like, and I care about you, so I don't really like watching the Aaliyah show. I don't like
I
watching
think
it.
the Aaliyah show is fun.
It's sad sometimes, you know.
It's sad because why is it sad?
Because I'm like, you could just do X, Y, Z, and the whole thing would be over. But you want
I
to
don't
keep
want
going
to do
to
it. I don't want to do
A,
things
B,
fast like that.
C, D, E, F, G.
Yes, that's
in
why I
the
want to do
slow
things.
process. Some days you do it, some days you don't. And then over time, you finally become the.
Yes.
I mean, I'm like,
that's what I want to
do.
Let me, you know what? Take me back to old school times where I just had paper charts and files and everything and had to write everything down. I wish.
First up, I'm bringing you into the future now with this whole business thing. You gotta get things need to be more efficient with what we're doing too. That's a whole other story. But like, you can't do this old school stuff anymore on everything. You can't.
I like it.
Of course you do, because it's familiar and you're used to it and you've been doing it for a long time. But like, there's things that exist that can make it go way faster. Just use them, and then you have more time to have deeper conversation with your husband or whatever the fuck it is.
Like, I don't mind, like, for example, with work, like, I want to bring things in that make it easier for my patients, but like, I still want to just do paper charts.
No, you don't.
I would love to. Good old fashioned handwriting.
You don't.
Done.
Why? Well, if you really liked them so much, you'd be doing them.
Well, guess what? That's not how the world is anymore. And now this is where I'm at. And now we have to hire someone to basically get me out of a fucking situation
Huh?
because of this high tech world that we're in. Okay.
Right.
So it's not so convenient when now you're stuck paying for fucking software that you don't even need anymore, but they fuck you because you can't export any of the charts out of their system. And as a
Oh, that.
clinician, you need your your patient's charts. So I can't go anywhere. They fucked me.
Well, that's some shit. Like, you could probably just sue the company and they'd give you all the information. I mean, you have to be able to.
No. We can get it, but you have to go through each person's chart one by one, every note. You got 80 patients.
Well, you can also, you know what you could do? No, because you still have to upload it to the system. Now we're getting into like work shit.
Yeah.
But we could like export.
But this is what this is an example of why the stuff that sounds so great and so easy ends up. There's always something. Whereas with paper, it was like bada bing, bada boom, done. Here, put it in a locked box, locked file cabinet, finished.
Right.
That's why they were doing those paper things with fucking Social Security in that fucking mine.
That's what they used to say about typewriters.
In that cave.
Yeah.
That's why they still have that cave.
Yeah. So, once again, see, I mean, I feel like I'm proving my point as we go here that like she's had the open opportunity to point things at me of like, hey, let's talk about this thing that you do that's you won't admit it. And she hasn't done it yet because she doesn't really care about it. And I'm just triggering her because of her dad. And she's realizing that. So then now we're just having the conversation. And now it's like, now we have this challenge. So like, that's good enough so that she doesn't have to hear me complaining the rest of the week. But we still haven't gotten to the bottom of it.
Wait, but you just literally proved yourself just now to the whole audience that you literally just put everything on me and then take no responsibility for anything in the fucking conversation that we just had.
I'm not saying there's any problem with you or anything.
You just did. You just put it on me and my issues with my dad being the same way. You didn't take any responsibility of like, you know what? All right.
Well, we're going to see this week how much I
I'll
complain.
give you this.
We're going to see this week how much I complain, right? And then we're going to come back next episode and we're going to tally up all the complaints because we're going to mark them down.
I think that bottom line is, I think that Virgos born in September, are some of the most manipulative, clever individuals.
You don't know anything.
Structured, fucking strategic, everything. I thought that Sages were.
What do you think I'm trying to do? Better my life? What a conspiracy to fucking, ooh. Like, what is happening? What am I trying to do?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure you out.
See? And then you go deeper on that one. Maybe you have issues with like trust, right? Trust issues.
Or maybe I'm just trying to start something for no reason, which is very well a possibility.
That's a possibility too. And that's why they don't just see. I don't know. I think we resolved things.
Yeah, I think we did. Luckily,
do you understand that sometimes? Like I like whenever you say, like you think that I'm like not admitting something or whatever because I'm just, and then I rebuttal by saying like, well, why do you think that? What's happening? Like whatever I question after you say something to me, just know that that's not me trying to deflect. That's me trying to get deeper into understanding.
I understand that, but we're going to use the customer service rep.
All right. So we're just going to say that.
No. So let's say if I'm going to be the customer, then I'm going to come to you like, hey, so I have something that I really want to talk to you about. Right. And then now we're in customer representative mode.
That means it's actually really important to you. Most of the time, you probably just don't really care.
Yeah.
Okay. Most likely we'll never even have the customer service conversation because I don't think you really care about a lot of these things.
I know. I think like, is there something wrong with me because I don't?
I don't know. I think that's like the causing issues.
Well, I think I used to really care, and then I think I worked on not really caring as much, but then I get into modes with my old brain and my new brain where I'm like, "Oh, he's this what I thought wasn't true." Da, 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 da. And then I
What?
go back to yeah. So I think I just go back and forth sometimes, but ultimately I really don't care. I don't
Yeah,
care about lots of things though. I think there's something wrong with that. Like I care about people and I care about my job and I
I'm the
care about
same
my
way.
family and I care about, the world and I want to be nice to everyone and loving and kind and all those things, but like I don't care about a lot of stuff. Like when you
Mm.
were like, "What are you going to talk about?" And I was like, "I really don't know what I'm going to talk about. I really don't think anything going on in the world is really relevant right now." It's
Hmm.
like with which I feel like most people would think that that was insane. But I'm like, "Guys, it's the same shit going on that's been going on for God knows how long. I'm over it." Like there's nothing and you're like, "Well, I could, pull up some stuff from what's going on." And I'm like, "Yeah, I just don't it's like it's constantly going
Well,
on."
you don't care about things that are out of your control, right? I
Right.
mean, like
Very much
outside
so.
of, I'm the same way. It's like
At all.
you
Like
can't
at
really
all.
put too much like actual real emotion and care into something that's like in another country or something, you know.
Now, where it will get me is if I'm watching a movie and
The
now it's
story,
visually I'm seeing it in my
right? Like the
face and
puppy
it's
commercials or like the starving
oh, I
children in
can't watch the
Somalia.
homeless shelter one. Do you know the one with what's her name? In the arms of an angel.
Hmm.
What's her Sarah McLachlan, where she's singing the song and they go to all the animals that look like they're like like dying or in need of some love. I can't watch those. I can't watch movies that have like any kind of slavery in it. I can't watch movies or anything that has anything to do with suicide, hanging specifically. So like those things I can't and I really care about. I
But you
can't.
don't actually care about it at some point. So you care about it in the moment because it's in your face. But once you realize like,
Like I don't think about it on a daily basis,
yeah,
like
and then
at
once you
all.
realize I can't, and I think most people are like that. Pretty much everybody actually is like that. You only have so much brain capacity and like whatever energy to like give out to people. Like you can't be like, I care about the starving children in Ethiopia equally as much as I care about my children. That's bullshit. That's a bullshit comment, I think. Unless your job is to fly to
I have
Ethiopia.
never heard anyone say that though.
Well, I'm just saying you
Maybe there are people like
there
that.
might be, but I'm saying that's like almost impossible unless that is like your literal job where you fly to Ethiopia and you help fucking starving children out there and then you come home and you have 2 kids or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Besides that,
Yeah.
if they're showing you something on the TV and you're like, "Oh my god, those children," I like, and then you're like talking to people and it becomes a conversation topic or whatever, then it's like, you're just like literally like wasting time with your mouth because you're not even doing anything. I mean, you could send money over there, I guess, or you could. I mean, this is what I always said with like people that were like complaining or about like protests or whatever the fuck. Whatever anybody's like complaining about at a high level, at like a political level or something, I'm like,
Mhm.
if you really cared, you would go either like run for office or you'd be out there at the protests or you'd be like calling up somebody, your congressman, you'd be setting up something, you'd set up a website, you'd be doing something. So if you're not doing any of that, you actually don't care.
Mm.
And it's okay to admit that because most people shouldn't. You shouldn't care that much because it's not affecting your actual bubble, your actual life.
Or
Not to say it's
maybe
not a problem. I mean, in a way, yes, I care about starving children in Ethiopia, but
maybe
I
people
mean,
just don't really know exactly what to do, you
yeah,
know? So it's like they do care,
right.
but they're like, I don't even know what to do
Because
about
there's
this.
nothing to do.
Right. I know that. But then,
So-
but then it brings up a feeling of powerless,
Mhm.
which again, I could track that with a lot of people. I'm sure that goes. It's a familiar feeling and
then
all
it's
of
just a
that
trigger. It ends
because
up
I've
being just a
done that with
trigger,
people.
right?
You know, yeah.
Yeah, from their
There,
childhood.
how many times in your life did you feel out of control? How many times in your life did you feel
Mhm,
powerless? I completely
mhm,
understand that.
mhm.
And I will tell you guys, I've gone down that path in therapy sessions, and most often it tracks, you know.
Right.
I will say for those individuals.
Right. So that's why we don't care. But we do. I mean, everybody does. I mean, if you're a human being and you like are compassionate and understanding, like you have to have some compassion for things you have no control over, for sure. But the amount of energy that you put into that, it should literally be almost zero.
I'm also wondering if like maybe like I would like to know what other clinicians like think and other, let's see, other psychotherapists, um doctors, nurses, people who are in fields where they're like you know, like helping people get
Mhm.
better, whether it be physically or mentally, right? I would like to know what they think. And I'm wondering if like a part of the reason why I, not that I don't care, but why I don't care as intensely is also because I'm like, well, I can't do anything about that. So for me, like the fact that I have this amazing job and that I love doing it and I love
Mhm.
helping people, I kind of feel like I'm like doing
Right,
something through
right.
that.
Right.
So in a sense, I'm like, well, I mean, I'm like, yeah, I can't fuck with this.
Mm.
It's too big, but I'm doing what I can.
And that would probably be the best direction to guide anybody in that is maybe outwardly saying things like I keep taking I'm just using an example,
Yeah.
this Ethiopia child starving thing, and if somebody is really like drawn, they're like, oh my god, did you hear, did you know about this, blah 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 blah, and they're
Mhm.
like telling everybody they know. If there's a way, like you said, and you do in therapy anyways, is to redirect that energy towards themselves and where the source comes from that trigger, and then they can actually funnel all that energy into themselves, like caring about themselves more, or
Right.
like resolving things from their past that made this become such a big trigger for them, right? That's a better use of that energy
Mhm.
than worrying about things happening on the other side of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. All
That
right.
is
Well,
interesting. Yeah.
challenge accepted.
Okay, so 5 push-ups when we complain, and we gotta tally everything up.
Okay.
Although next weekend we're not gonna be here, right?
We're gonna be in Nueva York.
Well, we won't be back. We'll be back though. What are we still doing?
We'll be back Sunday evening.
You're not gonna want to do it then.
No, we're driving from New York to.
Oh, didn't we do it last time in the car?
We did do one in the car.
We could attempt to do that.
Yeah, we could attempt to do that. Yeah.
So maybe, and then
But we should still do the challenge. It doesn't
oh,
matter.
we're
if
still doing that
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
sure. We'll just keep track of that and let people know. But then we got a few ideas of like some guests we want to have on and some situations. Do we want to talk about it or no?
No.
No, we'll just like, yeah. No, I think we can mention it. I think it'd be good
Why?
just to kind of give people an idea of like what we're trying to do.
But they'll know once we do the episode.
Yeah, but it's like, let's build up some like.
You could do that through marketing.
We don't do any marketing for this, so here's the marketing. No, we were well, I was day camping with our friends. Aaliyah was working because she's the hardest work right now. But me and our daughter went day camping, and one of our friends, Dustin, was just like, you guys should do like a dad's episode and then like a mom's episode. So we're putting together maybe like me and like 2 other dads, and it'll be like a diverse group, people maybe that think a little differently, different ethnicities, things like that. And then Aaliyah will host that one. So then you get the women's perspective as well, asking questions. And then we're going to do a mom's one, which will be set up the same way. And then I'll host that one. So I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we were supposed to have that one chick on. She's not going to make it, I don't think. So
Yeah, I don't think so
yeah,
either. That's
it's a
okay.
bummer. But that would have been exciting. But you'll just never know. You just never know what I'm even talking about right now.
Nope.
I mean, maybe one day I'll say it. But anyways, so yeah, those things will be coming up. But yeah, we got a few things coming up the next weekend and the following weekend, or no? I think the following weekend we had something
don't
going. Oh, you're going away, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it'll be a couple weeks from now, but we'll still try to jam out. You're coming back that Sunday though,
Yes.
and we might be able to still do a podcast.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're
Depending on how I feel.
either way, we're gonna stay
I
on
got
track.
some
We're gonna
serious stuff going on that weekend.
we're gonna get the podcast done anyways, even if it's not Sunday.
of
It'll be
course, of
like Monday or
course.
Tuesday or something.
I might come back. Don't say anything right now, Joe. I'm speaking in tongue because it's a surprise, but I might come back fully transformed.
Oh, you might.
I don't know. I don't know
So
what's
you
gonna
might
happen.
want to talk about it.
I mean, I'm transformed, I would say so now, but like even more.
Ah,
I love transforming. Who doesn't?
yeah. I'm trying to learn from every conversation. I want to know if I can fix something today.
Shout out to Carrie Diabias, my wonderful Reiki
Is it Diabias? I always thought it was DiBiase.
DiBiase. You know what?
Did you ask her?
No, and I should ask her
I think
actually.
it's DiBiase.
Have you asked her?
I feel like I have.
Oh, wait. Well, you did have numerology with her, so what do you remember? Yeah.
Yeah. I
She
think,
had to have told you.
what, her last name? I
Yeah.
know her last name. Yeah. But I mean, the way you pronounce it, I mean,
DiBiase sounds, I feel like, more correct.
I've heard of DiBiase, of that last name out here in this area before. So
Okay, that makes sense. Anyway,
Yeah.
shout out to her because she's amazing and she's one of the best people who I've ever met in my life. And
oh yeah,
she's
what's her
beautiful.
website? You know her website?
Yes. Her website is apeacefilledsoul.com. All one word. Carrie, she does Reiki out here in Rhode Island. Anyone in Rhode Island who's listening to this, if you would like to get some Reiki done, please visit apeacefilledsoul.com. Her name is Carrie. Again, she's the real deal, guys, and she's beautiful, remarkable. Changed my life tremendously, and she just has a really big piece in my heart. So if you really want to get some serious like Reiki done and get some serious like spiritual stuff done, definitely go to her website.
By the way, another
show.
like shameless kind of advertisement is for our practice, Infused with Love Therapy, that we don't really talk about enough on here, I don't think. But
I know it's just weird to me.
It's going great though, and where Aaliyah does EMDR therapy there, and then we're also doing ketamine assisted psychotherapy, and we are actually starting to do some advertising on that. Finally, we got all the certification, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so we're right in Warwick, Rhode Island. If you need to get a hold of us, it's info@infusedwithlovetherapy.com or just infusedwithlovetherapy.com, and you can check us the whole website out there with all the information. And obviously you can reach us at Convenient Truth, which is down here, and we got all the social medias and blah 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 blah.
Yep.
And that's about it. Anything else you want to plug?
No, I feel weird plugging ourselves or myself always, but I never feel weird plugging anybody else.
Yeah. Okay.
But Carrie, that's a big plug.
Yeah.
We have to get her on the show.
We should.
She needs to be on this podcast.
Should be another one. Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to just start lining people up,
Yeah. Good idea.
I think
that'll be a good idea.
Because every time we do have people on and we do a couple in a row, then it's like, I feel like more energy.
Oh, way more energy. And I feel so so stimulated. Not that I don't feel stimulated from this, but like we do this
Right.
is just how we talk.
Right.
But to get somebody else in here and really just like have a whole maybe different perspective or just hear something that I haven't heard in that way before, it's like, give it to me,
Yeah. Also, Dustin, the one that came up with the idea, he also wants to come on. So that's another. So we probably have more than a month's worth of people that want to come on.
Oh, also, if you're in Rhode Island, do you have any stuff for Dustin? Dustin
Yeah,
does actually
Dustin,
amazing fishing, kayak
he
fishing, right?
has kayak. He's like a professional kayak fisherman,
Right.
and he takes people out on tours. And this guy knows the spots. Like we've gone out on a boat with him, and he's just like, yeah, we'll go right here. He knows the exact spot, and then he knows what bait to use, and you just drop it down, and you instantly have fish.
Do you have
Crazy.
do you have information? Do you know a website? Do you know
Off the top of my head, I don't. See,
I put you on the spot. Sorry.
Yeah.
But if you are into fishing or anything like that, he's actually really amazing. Him and his wife. So his business is great. He's booked up. So I would get in there as soon as you can.
Kayak roof. I'm just doing a quick search real quick.
Quick search.
Oh, there is Dustin Stevens. There's his Instagram.
Right, Dustin Goes Fishing.
Dustin Goes Fishing at Instagram.
Yeah, so you could probably hit him up, DM him through Instagram. His
website. Oh, website is rikfa.com.
There we go. www.rikfa.com. And then you can get that going if you love to fish, because he's amazing.
Yeah, and he's a great dude. He's got a lot of different perspectives than us too. So I think it'll be a good dynamic to get him in here.
Great smile.
Great smile, that guy.
Great smile. Okay. Do you have anything else that you wanted to get into today, or?
I mean, we could. I have other things, but are you ready to wrap up, or?
I don't know what time it is.
Let's see. Let's look real quick. I did have a couple things. I just wanted to I saw this the other day, and I thought it was really interesting how the White House press secretary actually handled this whole thing. So there's this one particular guy who was this like MS-13.
That's the
gang member that got deported to El Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some people that are like, bring him back, right?
Yeah, I did hear about this vaguely. What is this?
And I'm not really sure why they want to
bring him back.
I mean, I don't know.
Are they in the
seems
government?
Like Democratic people. I don't know.
Like Democrats want to bring him back?
Well, in this particular clip here, there is a Democrat stating we need to bring him back, and in front of a large crowd, and everybody's cheering. Okay, so let's just play this clip, and then
maybe because they're coming from the standpoint, like, was he like not supposed to get deported?
Well, it gets very vetted here with the White House press secretary. Like, she basically lays it all out of like the reasonings why somebody does X, Y, Z. So let's just play this. I just thought it was interesting. So the first video that plays is going to be the top one. That it's what's her name, AOC, and she's at a podium basically saying this guy needs to be brought back. Blah blah blah.
I don't know who she is.
She's a congresswoman.
Oh,
okay. So.
And we also demand the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia in El Salvador.
Abrego Garcia was also arrested with 2 other well-known members of the vicious MS-13 gang. And 2 separate judges found that Abrego Garcia was a member of MS-13, and that finding has never been disputed. And just this morning, it was revealed through Maryland court documents that Abrego Garcia's wife petitioned for an order of protection against him for 2 instances of domestic violence in May of 2021. And here is the order right here. The court ordered that the respondent committed the following acts of abuse. Once in May of 2021, assault in any degree. And on May 4th of 2021, he punched and scratched his wife, ripped off her shirt, and grabbed and bruised her. This is from a court in Maryland. So not only are Democrats rushing to defend an illegal criminal foreign terrorist gang member, but also an apparent woman beater.
And we
So there's that. And now
So
there's another video I have here. This guy goes into it even deeper of like why we're not bringing back.
Is the president going to ask?
Hold on.
Is the president going to ask for him to be returned to the United States or not? Like, yes or no?
Let me ask you, what do you think would happen to him if he came back to this country? As your understanding of immigration laws, what do you think would happen?
But I'm just asking
No,
at
it's
this point
important to know.
about whether
You're
or
asking
not
you're asking a lot of
whether or not
questions.
The president.
You're
the
asking.
president plans
You
to
were
ask
all
about
asking a lot of questions about this, and you all seem to care about it a lot. So let's see if any of you have researched anything about this issue at all. Can anyone here tell me what would happen to the illegal alien from El Salvador if he came back to the United States? Does anyone here know? Anyone want to guess? Any of you?
He could be with his family.
What do you know the difference between a deportation order and a withholding order? Do you know the difference? Any of you, please. Do you?
Well, we're not in the government.
But so you didn't spend. So you couldn't even spend. You couldn't even spend 72 hours over the weekend learning the distinction. Even you've been writing and talking about it this whole time. What I'm getting from this conversation, which is educational for me, is that not one person in the media knows the difference between a deportation order and a withholding order. Is that a fair statement? You're learning about this all for the first time right now? I guess so. Okay. So deportation order means the judge has said he must be deported from the country. He has no right to remain here any longer. He must be removed from the country. So his only options are to be deported to his home country or another country. That's it. There's no other option. He doesn't get to stay here. He doesn't get to live here. He has no future here. He has no right to be here. He's an illegal alien. So when you keep saying return, because you've been spun up by the open borders advocates, you all seem to be operating under the illusion that he would be able to come to the United States and just continue to live here illegally. That's not an option available to him. His only choices in life are to live in El Salvador or to live in another country. That's it. There's no other option, legally or otherwise, because he came to our country illegally. Do you understand that? He would be arrested. He'd be put in confinement. He would be deported the second time to El Salvador again, because there's no withholding order for an alien who's a member of a foreign terrorist organization, number one. Number two is the gang that he's a member of doesn't exist in El Salvador anymore. So what you're asking for is to be deported twice. But additionally, if we chose to just pretend that the withholding order was real, he would be deported to a different country. So, for example, he could be deported to Egypt. So I'm just trying to understand, is it your view, in other words, you define a country that would be willing to take a MS-13 member from El Salvador. So I'm trying to understand from you all is, so if he came back and under our laws, he was then deported to Egypt or to Somalia, would you then be saying, great, I'm so glad that you deported him to another country? Is that what you'd all be saying?
So I just like the guy because I like how he talks.
Yeah.
I love it, which is so educational for me right now. I love that. I love that. Okay.
So I don't know anything about this guy, by the way, but it seems to be a big hubbub, right? And
What's this guy's name? Who is he? He's clearly is he a lawyer? He works
this guy?
Yeah.
This guy, that's a good question, but I've seen him before. I think he is like the and I'm probably hacking this up, but he's something like the Secretary of Defense's like press secretary or something. He's some secretary of like national defense or something like that. But yeah, I've seen him a couple times. He's great. But yeah, it seems to be like but I want to hear the rest of this rally.
Well, I want to hear the rest of it too, and they didn't let us. Yeah.
Right? And like, what are they saying? It was very clear that she was like, and we need to bring back, and everybody was like, yeah,
that's very clear.
Like, well,
why?
Why did after all that information that I heard, I'm like, oh yeah, why would you even want that guy?
I
back?
wonder if it goes back to because one of the reporters
could be his family. He could be with his family.
Well, he could be with his family. It's like, I mean,
Well, murderers in jail could be with their family too if we just let them out.
yeah, there's lots of
You
there's
know,
lots of layers to that. It's like I get
this
it.
is, I
You
think
want
actually this goes into that like emotional response of like something that's like, I just want to see people be happy together, right? But not thinking about all the details that go along with it and like
I
our
guess
laws
where
and
I
all this other
guess where
shit.
I go to because I feel like
Mm.
there's still a lot of information missing.
Mhm.
So like the court orders, right, or whatever it is that she pulled up was from 2021. We're in 2025. Um,
Well, those were just like basically, what are they called? She filed.
right, I know that, but
Yeah.
that was still 2021. We're in
Okay, so-
2025.
So he's like a better person in 4 years.
I don't
or-
know.
Oh.
This is the information. This is why for me,
Right,
it's
right. It's
missing
just
more
kind of
information. And I'm not saying that deems like, but like for me, I feel like that is important, like because I am in the field of people changing. That's just me. However, I also know what goes into that.
all right. So there's
I'm not sure what he's done in terms of after that. Did he get? I have no idea.
I think
know nothing.
the main reason the United States is going after him is because he's here illegally, and he is a member of a terrorist organization.
So again, about the here illegally thing, I just want to, and again, this is coming from you guys, someone who really knows nothing when it comes to politics or stuff. So, but this is just from a little bit that I do know. I have always been under the impression, ever since I could understand things, so ever since I was a kid,
Ever since you were born,
that ever since I was a kid, that illegal immigrants, people who come from different countries into the United States who don't have actual paperwork, did not go down the proper chains or whatever to get exactly what they need to live here legally.
Mhm.
I've always been under the impression, based on the law, that wasn't okay, that was illegal.
yeah.
So this is why I think for me, sometimes I'm like, am I missing something? Because it's just the law. I mean, so
Yeah.
it's like, if we're just simply following the law,
Right.
then it really has nothing to do with like, I mean, in my mind, it has nothing to do with like your family or this or separating you from this. Do I think that's sad? Yes, it's awful. I feel so bad. But if we're just following the law, which is that
Been there for a long time.
anyone here who's come to the United States illegally cannot be here unless they go through everything they have to go through to be here. Then they can, right? I
Right.
just want to know, and so I guess that's the thing that kind of I kind of want to understand then what let's say other people think and their thoughts on that, because I'm just going by again what the law is.
If that's all that the media put out there was just like, this person did not go through the proper channels and they're here illegally. The end. They don't tell what race he is. They don't tell whether he's married or has a girlfriend here or have kids. If they didn't say any of that shit, everybody would be like, well, yeah, he broke the law.
I just feel like that's what, like, we've had laws in place for a long time, and then people get upset when they feel like the laws aren't being followed.
Right.
But then I'm like, but this is just a law. I don't really. And so
Well, I
that's why
think
sometimes I feel like I'm missing something.
I
or
think
just,
some
like,
people
don't know.
think that law should be changed and everybody should just be able to come here whenever they
Okay,
want.
is that what it is?
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay, so people then coming from the other side, they want that law to not be a thing, and they want anyone to be able to come into the United States.
But this is one of those things. This is like not thought through thing where they're just like, yeah, everybody should be free to go wherever they want, and they should come in here whenever they want, and they can leave whenever, and everybody should. This is like utopia world, right? But there's a lot to think about there, right? Like anybody should be able to come in here, right?
Can anyone move or live in any country
No.
in the world just whenever?
There is no country that you can do that in.
Okay, I just wanted to.
Yeah. So other countries are constantly doing what we're doing, and we because
And there's
of
reasons for that, is what I'm assuming. There's reasons for that.
because their society can't sustain some of it. Some of these people will come in. I mean, you've always heard of it, like from Mexico, right? And work on the farms or whatever. And they work for like dirt cheap because
Yeah.
our dollar is worth more than their peso down there. So then they send the money back or whatever, right? But that's I don't know where I was going at with that, but
Mm.
I was on a roll, but then I was like,
Yeah, stop.
the whole point. But the rules are in place. Anyways, the thinking it through, right? So like you let more of those people in, and then it just basically all these people that are coming in, they're not paying taxes, by the way, right? But some of them, which have been proven through Doge, a lot of them actually were actually getting Social Security money. I don't know how, but they're not paying taxes.
See, and I guess my mind isn't even really thinking about all those things. I think I'm just kind of focused on, I feel like, something as simple as just a law, meaning like it's just a law, and like it's there, and whether we want it to be there or not, the law is there. And
Yeah, I would say
what people are doing is just basically following
Right.
what the law says. I'm not even going further than that. I'm just kind of like,
Most people aren't.
that's the law, like, so maybe it's because I'm black and white. And again, I do see it the other way. Like, I get it. I understand that there's families and blah, blah, blah. We don't want to separate them. I understand that. But again, I'm like, but there's a whole other side. I feel like there are people who live here legally and who did have to go through everything that they had to go through to live here and bust their ass. And
Nobody's like
and do
standing up
that.
for those people.
Right.
Nobody's like, oh my God, those people are like the premium immigrants.
Right.
America.
I feel like there's so many layers to this. It's just like so much.
Yeah. But I can guarantee you, if you are one of those immigrants that went through all that stuff, you're looking at all this shit and you're like, you're also like, fuck those motherfuckers, because I did all this shit.
Well, I did.
And they're just walking right in.
Did you show me a clip? I did see there was a protest or a rally somewhere, and it was this girl who came in. She's a legal immigrant, right? So she came from a different country. She did all the stuff, had to pay all the money, all that stuff. And she was like speaking out and saying like, this is fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
like
I'm an American citizen.
I'm an
Fuck
American
them.
citizen. I had to go through all this fucking shit.
Yeah.
To be here. Like, I don't understand why. Like,
and then they're just gonna walk in here, not pay taxes, freaking just live here for free, get money from the government. Meanwhile, you spent money to go through this whole process that probably took you a year plus.
Again, and I'm not even going that far. I'm
Right.
just like, that's the law. So in my mind, if then people want it to not be the law, then that means that there would have to be bills, something that kind of goes and something gets voted
Go
on
down
for it to
that channel.
actually then not be the law.
You have to have
been a bill has that been anything that's been that even
You have to have
even when Obama, let's say, or when Biden was president, was there something that they brought up saying, let's get rid of this law?
Yeah, the reason why they don't go down that path is because it's hard, right? It's hard to change laws, certain laws that are built into like our constitution and shit.
Right, but so
you have to have a certain amount of like senators.
Have they tried? Is what I'm saying with that particular one.
They don't try because they're not even close with the numbers of congressmen that would vote for it.
I need some facts here. I need to know if it's ever been tried before.
It may have. But they
and
were probably
then
way off.
Right, and that's fine. But I just want to know if they tried. Is what I want to know. I want to know if the Obama camp and the Biden camp and any other Democratic president, if they've tried, because I don't know. But I
tried
would
to change the law. Yeah.
Yes, because that to me sounds like that's the only way for other people to get what they would like.
Well,
to
in
see
my
happen.
mind, this is see, this is like the deep manipulation that is starting to come out. But I believe that because they don't have enough votes, they need to change culture's opinion on these types of things. So that is the reason why on media they find the one fucking immigrant that got deported but has the family and the kids there, and they videotape them and they show their crying, and then that makes the connection face to face on the media, and that gets people involved, like, oh my god, how are they doing this to this person?
By the way, guys, that's what Elon Musk was talking about when he said empathy is used as a weapon.
This is exactly what he was talking about, right? And it is being used all the fucking time, like on you right now. Like, people are watching these things and they're getting duped into something that's might not really be
Sarah
what you think.
McLachlan's commercial.
Yeah, you're getting
In
Sarah
the
McLachlan.
eyes of an angel. I mean, I can't
But
even watch that.
instead of the puppy, they put like a terrorist immigrant on there.
Or the kids.
The kids of the terrorist immigrant.
They
Yeah.
put the kids. Oh, I mean, it does pull at my heartstrings.
It does. And listen, I personally, whenever I say, oh, okay, we don't want, like, we shouldn't have illegal immigrants here and they should go through the process. I'm not saying any of those illegal immigrants are, first off, I don't know any illegal immigrants, but if I did, I mean, I'm not saying that any of them are bad people. They're just not going through the proper channels to become an American citizen.
It just sucks though for a lot of people because I know how much money it does cost to do all that.
Yeah.
And so, like, when people don't have that money, let's say they do have like a family out here and like their children were born out here, but they're immigrant, and they're here illegally and they get deported. Like, do you know how long that could possibly take? Probably forever for them to actually be able to be here with their kids legally.
Do you know that there's some countries that don't take any immigrants in, even legally? Because they are like at capacity of, like,
I understand that,
the
but I'm
amount
just
of
talking about
citizenship.
like that situation where it's like that's such a sad situation, like for that. Like, again, I understand that's the law.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate
But
situation to be born in a
it's a-
country that is not
The
like
country
best
where your
country.
or it's not the country where your parents are actually from. They came here illegally, right? But then they had you here, which makes you a citizen, right?
Yeah.
So
but
now the kids are
I
citizens.
think they have since reversed that now.
Did they? Okay,
I
that's
think
what I want to know
just
because
recently, since
because
Trump
that's
was
what was happening was they were separating
right,
the parents, which I thought was crazy from
which
the
is
kids.
another method of manipulation.
I understand
for
that,
you.
but it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Remember
what are you gonna do? You're gonna have just a bunch of kids in the foster care system? Like, I don't understand. In the wonderful foster care system
right.
we have out here in America, please, you know.
But that became like the loophole where people
That
would
was a
come
loophole,
here,
yes.
have a kid.
So then they
in an
changed. So
American
now are they all
hospital.
going back together? Is that what's happening?
I don't know what they've decided, but I'm pretty sure that they cut off that whole thing. If you
No,
have
I think they did.
baby here, it's not an American citizen. I don't think, if you're not an American citizen.
So then everybody goes, which keeps the family together. And I
Right.
could have sworn I heard someone on I don't know, something. I think maybe it was Trump, and he was just like, "Yeah, well, now they're all going to be together."
Yeah,
Which was what
they'll
everybody
at least
was-
all be together. Yeah.
At least they'll be together. Yeah. My thing was those situations of like, oh my gosh, like, or situations where, like, I don't know, abuse situations, domestic violence. I don't know, so many situations,
Yeah.
So I get it. It's just like so shitty.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? We do have
What
to
are you
wrap
gonna
up though.
We do gotta
because
go.
it's
I gotta
time
go get
to-
my espresso martini.
And you have to cook dinner.
No, you're gonna cook dinner. I already have it set up.
What?
Yeah, you just gotta stick it in the thing.
But for how long?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
It's already set up. It's ready to roll.
Oh, all right. You and Matt are ready to go.
It's gonna take about an hour or so. Okay. Anyways,
All right, everyone. Well, I hope everyone had a great Easter.
yes. Currently, this is Easter. We're making. Aaliyah's making us a chicken.
I'm not. Joe actually made it. He's telling me what to do. I don't have no idea, but I'm going to do my job and keep an eye on that chicken.
Okay. We'll possibly see you on the road next week, but we will let you know how many push-ups I did. It could be very minimal on my side.
We'll see.
Oh, last thing. So even if we don't agree it's complaining, if the other person is saying that you're complaining, you still got to do the push-ups. But you have to be truthful. You can't just be like, oh, you're complaining just to watch me do push-ups.
I just feel like we need to hold ourselves accountable. like a complaint is a complaint. Like you always try and fucking flip things into things that they're not. But it's like it
But
is
I
what it is.
am going to say if you're saying I'm complaining about something, and I feel the need, like I think I'm not. I do want to have the conversation right there, whether I am or I'm not.
Okay. This is going to be a more challenging week than I thought. I'll have to get my PowerPoint presentations ready.
Right. Right. Right.
All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.